Dear students, this is the second part of the chapter Human Resources. This is the chapter of Geography. In the previous video, we discussed about the distribution of population and density of population. Now, in this video, we'll discuss about factors affecting distribution of population and other topics. So let's start with the topic factors affecting distribution of population. That why the population is unevenly distributed in the world. Which factors are there? Which are the causes? We can classify these factors into geographical factors and social, cultural and economic factors. It means in two kinds of factors. Mainly, geographical factors are topography. The first is topography. What is topography? What kind of earth surface is there? That is called topography. So people always prefer to live on plains rather than mountains and plateaus because these areas are suitable for farming. In plain areas like in Ganga Brahmaputra plain area, Mississippi plain area in North America, right? So these plain areas are very favorable for farming, manufacturing and service activities. Means roads easily can be laid down, railway tracks can be laid down, right? Industries can be built and different kinds of buildings and other manufacturing activities can be done on the plain areas. The Ganga plains are the most densely populated areas of the world, while mountains like Andes, Alps and Himalayas are sparsely populated. As we have discussed that topography is very important factor because the plain areas are more populated. They are very favorable for habitat and mountainous and plateaus areas are sparsely populated. Second, climate. People usually avoid extreme climates that are very hot or very cold, like Sahara Desert. This is very hot climate. Approximately 50 degrees Celsius is the average climate of Sahara Desert of the day. Polar regions, Russia, Canada and Antarctica. Because in the polar region, sunlights are not reaching directly and straightly, so there is very cold climate. So in the cold climate, people don't want to live because that is very harsh climate. So climate is very important factor. If climate is good, favorable and moderate, more people will live there. Third factor is soil. If soil is fertile in a particular area, definitely more and more people want to live in that particular area. Fertile soils provide suitable land for agriculture, and agriculture is very important part of economy, right? If agriculture is possible, the people can grow the crops and they can earn their livelihood and easily can earn money also. Fertile plains such as Ganga and Brahmaputra in India, Huanghe in China, Changjiang in China and the Nile in Egypt are densely populated because these areas are having very fertile soil, very fertile soil. Next factor is water. People prefer to live in the areas where fresh water is easily available. Fresh water is very necessary. You know that water is the basic need of human being and others. So if water is available easily, the people want to live there and more people are found in the areas where fresh water is available easily. The river valleys of world are densely populated while deserts have spare population because deserts do not have the fresh water or very less availability of water is there in the desert areas like Sahara Desert, Thar Desert and Ladakh also. So water is very important factor. Next one is minerals. Although we can count the minerals in economy because minerals are the main source of economy, but minerals are also very necessary for human being. Directly these minerals are used by human being. So areas with minerals deposits are more populated. Diamond mines of South Africa and discovery of oil in Middle East lead to settling of people in these areas. In India also, Where the minerals are found, the people live in more proportion. Next factor is social, cultural, and economic factors. So first we'll discuss about social factor. Areas of better housing means good houses are there, good facility of education and health facilities are more densely populated. Example, Pune. Other examples also like Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata. These areas are having the good housing, education and health facilities. So most of the areas are densely populated. Social factor is very important because if society is good, the people want to live there. If the society is having the crime and lack of facilities, the people don't want to live there. Next factor is cultural. Places with religion or cultural significance attract people. Varanasi, Jerusalem, Vatican City are some of examples. Cultural means culture. This is the main factor. The people in any society, if they are living in any society, they have their certain kinds of culture, right? So culture is very important factor that attracts the people towards the particular place. Like Varanasi, this is the religious place. Jerusalem also religious place. Vatican City also religious place. So the people are attracted towards these places and these areas are populated. Next factor is economic. Industrial region, industrial areas provide employment opportunities. Large number of people are attracted to these areas. Osaka in Japan, Mumbai in India are two densely populated areas because economically these areas are giving lot of opportunities to the people. So people always want to live and like to live in the particular places where economy is strong and where they get the opportunity to earn money. So this is the economic factor. So dear students, in this way we have discussed about the factors affecting the distribution of population. Here one glossary is given: life expectancy. In other words, we can say that average age. It is the number of years that an average person can expect to live. At this time in India, this is approximately 65 years, right? Life expectancy means in a particular year, how many people died and at what age. So the number of people will be means the age will be divided to the number of people, then we get life expectancy of that particular country. The next topic is population change. You see that somewhere population is very high, somewhere is very low. So the place where the population is low, after some times that the number of people change there. So what is this? This is the population change. So the population change refers to the change in number of people during a specific time. The world population has not been stable, it has increased manifold as seen as figure 6.3. Why? What are the causes? This is actually due to changes in the number of births and deaths. So the death rate and birth rate are two factors of population change. For an extremely long period of human history, until the 1800s, the world's population grew steadily but slowly. Large numbers of babies were born, but they died early too, because at that time there were no health facilities, no modernity, and no modern facilities were there. So this was as there were no proper health facilities. Sufficient food was not available for all the people. Farmers were not able to produce enough to meet the food requirements of all the people. As a result, the total increase in population was very low. In 1804, the world's population reached 1 billion. It was of 1 billion. 150 years later, in 1959, the world's population reached 3 billion. This is often called population explosion. In 1999, after 40 years, the population doubled to 6 billion. The main reason for this growth was that with better food supplies, now we have good health facilities, and science and technology development provide us many good facilities and food supplies, better food supplies. So deaths were reduced, right? So in this way, deaths reducing, and while the number of births still remained fairly high. Births are usually measured using the birth rate, and deaths are death rate. So birth rate. What is birth rate? The number of live births per thousand people in a particular year, known as birth rate. Deaths are usually measured using the death rate. Rest, the number of deaths per thousand people in a particular year, called death rate. Migration is another factor of population change. So in this way, we can say that there are three factors of population change. Number one, birth rate. This is the factor of population change. Number two, death rate. And number three, migration. What is the migration? If people move from one place to another place, right? So this movement is known as migration. So migration is the movement of people in and out of an area. Somebody is coming from this area, from area B to area A. So in area A, it is immigration, right? Immigration. And the people are coming from area B. So in area B, this is the we can say that migration. What kind of migration? Emigration. So births and deaths are the natural causes of population change. The difference between the birth rate and death rate of a country is called natural growth rate. So if birth rate is high, then it will be growth in the population. You can see this diagram. If birth rate is high, then it will be population increase. And if both are same, so population steady. And if death rate are more than birth rate, then it will be population decrease. Clear? So this was, you can see this diagram also, the increasing in the population. Here we can see this is the data of 500 BC. 100 million population was there. After that, at 0 AD, 170 million. In the same way, 1000, 1500, 1800, as we have discussed, 900 million. 1900, 1625 million. So at this time, if we see the data, at this time, the population of the world is 7.8 billion. 7.8 billion, this is the current data. The population increase in the world is mainly due to rapid increase in natural rate. Migration is another way, as we have discussed, which population size changes. Emigrants are the people who leave a country, means they do emigration. Immigrants are those who arrive in a country. So in this way, migration is of two types: immigration or immigration. Immigration. Sudan is an example of a country that has experienced a loss in population numbers due to out migration, means emigration, right? And United States of America, England, Australia, etc. are the countries which are example of immigration, because where the people arrive, understand, that is immigration. So somewhere people arrive, that is immigration. This is the movement of people, but what kind of movement? Immigration. And from somewhere the people means are going out, so that is called emigration. So the general trend of international migrations is from the less developed nations to the more developed countries in search of better employment opportunities. Within countries, large number of people may move from the rural to urban areas. As this time, you can see so many examples. The people who come from villages to the cities in search of jobs, right? And search of employment, education, health facilities. So dear students, in this way we have completed the above topics. In the next video, we'll discuss about the patterns of population change and population composition. Thank you. Have a nice day.